Here is a hard truth about buying a studio in Dubai. The person who buys it from you one day will not care what you paid for it. They will only care how much rent it makes. In 2026, this one idea matters more than ever. Prices have almost stopped rising, rents are still going up, and huge number of new studios are being built right now all over the city. So in this video, I'll show you three things: how investors decide what your studio is really worth, the 5 checks I run before buying any studio, and a new visa rule from February that most people still don't know about. And if we haven't met before, my name is Shahid. I'm from 3x Capital. So I've helped hundreds of investors buy the right property in Dubai. On this channel, I explain Dubai property with real numbers and real experience, not sales talk. If that's the kind of advice you want, subscribe it. Now let's start. Why is your feed suddenly full of studio ads? Because the story sounds great. And to be fair, parts of it are true as well. A studio is the cheapest way into the Dubai market. Why? Because furniture costs less, the yearly maintenance fees are lower, which is service charge, and with a small budget, a studio gets you into a better building or a better area than a one bedroom ever could. The rental return looks great too. Across Dubai, apartments earn around 7% a year before cost. And well-positioned studios in areas like JVC and Al Furjan have been achieving 8 to 10%. Demand is real as well. Studios rent to everyone: tourists, business travelers, young professionals, and people who just moved to Dubai and need a place while they settle in. Furnished studios even rent month by month, starting from around 5 to 6,000 dirhams a month, depending on the area and the season as well. Now here is the background that makes this pitch so loud in 2026. In the first half of this year, Dubai property prices rose less than 2%, but rent rose almost 8%. Think about that. The money right now is in the rent, not in the rising prices. And studio is a pure rental machine, which is exactly why you need to understand the next part. Who decides your studio price on the day you sell it? When someone buys a family apartment, they often buy with the heart. They fall in love with the view or the kitchen, and they pay extra for that feeling. Studios are different. Almost every studio buyer is an investor, and investors don't buy feelings. They use a simple calculation. Let me show you. Say a studio rents for 50,000 dirhams a year. The building fees take 6,000. So the real income is 44,000 dirhams annually. An investor who wants an 8% return takes the 44,000 and divides it by 8%. The answer is about 550,000 dirham. That is what your studio is worth to them. That is the offer, and if the market accepts a 7% return, the value is about 629,000 dirhams. Did you notice something? The price you paid never appeared in the calculation. If you paid 700,000 dirham at the launch event, that's your problem, not theirs. So here is the rule that runs this whole market. A studio value follows its rent. If the rent goes up, the value goes up. If the rent falls, the value falls. And one more thing, nobody tells you, Dubai has two rent numbers. There are the advertised rents and the ones you see on the property website. And there are the real rents, the ones written in signed contracts and registered with the government. Right now, the real registered number show a typical return around 4.5%. And the advertised average is nearly 7. So always do your math with the lower real number. If the deal still works with that number, you found something good. Now add the building boom, because this is what makes 2026 different. In the first 6 months of this year, Dubai delivered almost 25,000 new homes, a record. And here's the thing, that was less than half of what developers had actually planned. The rest is delayed. And it's coming around 47,000 more homes are scheduled before the end of the year, and 2027 is set by even bigger. Now the key fact of this whole video. Almost half of everything under construction sits in just 5 areas: JVC, Dubai South, MBR City, Business Bay and Dubailand. And what about 2/3 of all of it is studios and one bedroom? The exact product we are talking about landing in a handful of places. Think about what that means inside one building. Imagine a tower with 450 apartments and 300 of them are nearly same studio. They all finish in the same quarter. Dozens of owners try to rent out the same unit in the same month. The owner who accepts the lower rent sets the price for the entire building. And remember part 2, when the rent falls, your studio's value falls with it. That is how people lose money on studio without the market even crashing. So a quick pause here. If you are already looking at a specific studio and you want a second opinion on the building, the competition, and the area around it and the real numbers, you just comment below info. We will get in touch. The right time to ask is before you sign anything, not after. So here are the 5 checks I run before buying any studio. It has to pass all 5, not 3 out of it, all 5. Check number 1. Who actually lives in this area? In a business area full of single professionals, studios rent really fast because nobody wants to pay much more for an extra room. In a family area, a studio is the unit nobody is looking for. Match the property to the people. Check number 2. Is it rare or is it one of the hundreds? Ask the developer how many studios are in the building and get it in writing. If it's a studio tower, you will be competing with your own neighbors forever. Every rental, every renewal, every resale. Then zoom out and check the area. If it's in one of those 5 crowded districts, be extra careful. Check number 3. How big is it really on the inside? Developers advertise the total size and that includes the balcony. For example, a 420 square foot studio might have only 290 square feet inside. You are paying for the space, you cannot put a bed in. My rule, the balcony should be about 20% of the total size or less. And if they show you a little pool on a studio balcony, understand that pool is for the brochures, photos only. It will eat your internal space, it costs more money to maintain, and it adds nothing to your rent. Check number 4. The layout and the position. Where does the bed go? Is there storage? Does real daylight come in? Then look out the window. Is there a view and will it still be there after the next tower goes up? And who are your neighbors on that floor? Other apartments or the lifts and the garbage room? The best positions in a building usually go to the bigger apartments. Check what the studio actually got. Check number 5. Always compare it with a 1 bedroom. Sometimes 1 bedroom costs only a little more, but it attracts far more people, professionals, couples, and most importantly people who buy a home to live in it. Those buyers pay extra and they are the ones who push prices up over time. If the price gap is small, the 1 bedroom often wins the long run. But if stepping up means a worse building or a worse location, then a great studio beats an average 1 bedroom. Compare the actual 2 units in front of you, not the categories. One more thing before my final answer. The rule changed from February that most people of the market still hasn't caught up with. The golden visa. The old rule said that to qualify through a property, you needed to have already paid at least half the price. That rule is gone since February. What matters is simple. You need property worth 2 million dirhams in total, registered in your name. A mortgage is fine. Your bank just confirms the value in a letter. Off plan counts too from the day it's registered. And here's the best part. You can combine properties, a 900,000 dirham studio plus a 1.2 million 1 bedroom. That's the 2.1 million together. That qualifies for the 10-year golden visa. This matters for you even if you do not need the visa, because it means more buyers now have a reason to buy properties under 2 million. That's extra demand for exactly the studio segment. But let me be very clear, a visa is a reason to plan your portfolio. It is never a reason to buy a bad property. You will be holding that property for years. Make sure it deserves it. So, should you buy a studio in Dubai in 2026? If your goal is rental income, then yes. The right studio can be one of the best income properties in this city, but only if it passes all 5 checks, and only if the price makes sense using real registered rents, not the advertised ones. And walk away without regret when you see the warning signs. A building full of identical studios, a size that's really a balcony, a sales pitch that all about the payment plan instead of the floor plan, or a profit story that depends on someone paying more later, because now you know exactly how that story ends. So just go in with your eyes open about the deal you are making. A studio's value follows its rent. That's what keeps your income strong, and it also what put a ceiling on your growth. If you're looking at a specific building right now, write its name in the comments. I will read everyone and it might become a future video. So I'm Shahid from 3x Capital signing off.